Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, Nurture with Art and Nature. Today I have this lovely needle-felted wool felt pouch bag tutorial to show you. This was very easy to make, and I can't wait to share the process with you. So let's get into it. For this project you will need felt. Here I have this gorgeous pure wool felt that I have purchased on Amazon for €4.50. It's 15 centimeters wide and 1 meter long and is about 5 millimeters thick. If needle felting, you'll need wool roving. Here I have some merino roving in these two gorgeous colors. You'll need a felting mat and some cotton embroidery floss. I purchased this one from Winterwood. You'll need a needle and pins, a button of your choice. Here I have a large wooden button. You'll need a felting needle and some fabric scissors. For the strap, you'll need some yarn. Here I have this mohair wool blend, but I ended up using some cotton twine instead. You'll need a tape measure or a ruler, and finally a vanishing fabric marker. Start by unrolling the felt, then decide what size you want the pouch to be. This roll is already 15 centimeters wide, so I just needed to figure out the length I wanted, including the flap. I decided I wanted the pouch to be 20 centimeters long, so I measured and cut the felt roll at 50 centimeters, 20 for the front, 20 for the back, and 10 for the flap. Then I grabbed my vanishing marker to mark the area that I will be needle felting. Now I can clearly see the area I have to work with. Then I just place it on my foam mat, ready for needle felting. So I just quickly drew a sketch of the initial M here with these pencils. And these are the rovings I'm going to use to needle felt it onto the pouch. So yeah, I mean, it's not to scale. This is a bit smaller than what I would like to needle felt. I do have more space than that. But that's basically the design I'm going to try and attempt. Alright, so I went ahead and needle felted the M, and then I decided to add her surname initial, which is C. This time I also used the dry erasable marker to kind of shape it out so that I don't make it smaller than I was meant to be, which is what I did here. And anyway, so I just want to show you how to pull the roving off and then how I needle felted it. So just very gently kind of pull at the edges until some comes off. And then I just kind of get a small piece of that. I kind of try and make it thick a bit at the beginning just so I can see what I'm doing. I just want to anchor it in place and be very careful not to stab your fingers. So once I do that, I just want to show you what I was doing to kind of get this thin effect here like that. So let me just needle felt this down. Then I just twist it to get that nice kind of thin calligraphy effect. So yeah, that's basically what I'm doing, and so I'm just going to follow along, and when it's finished I'll show you what that looks like. Here I just wanted to show you a close-up of that needle felting technique. I'm using my finger to anchor the wool down as I pull, twist, and needle at the same time. M for medium.
And for me.
Okay, so I think I'm happy with it now. And I'm going to just start with the blanket stitching. Make sure it's perfectly aligned before pinning it down. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is blanket stitch up to here, and then once I get here, I'm actually gonna continue the blanket stitch over the flap. But now actually I was thinking I really actually do want to curve this, so let me grab my scissors. First I'm going to cut the pattern here. I use this paper as an aid or guide to ensure that both corners of the flap are cut symmetrically. Flip it over when cutting the opposite side, ending up with two identical rounded corners. Okay, so I'm going to start the blanket stitch inward here. This is very long. Make sure you tuck it in. Okay. And then I'm going to go through the same hole And this time, right before you get to the end, you loop it in and then pull closed. Okay, so that's your first blanket stitch. Now we move about 1/2 centimeter in, and just before it closes, loop through and pull tight. There you go. I'll show you one more time. Here you go under. Try and make it the same distance, so about 1/2 centimeter. Pull through, and right before the knot is all pulled, you go through the loop and you continue to pull shut. There you go. So I just got up to the corner here, and as I was about to start the flap, my daughter just sneezed. As I was about to start the flap, I realized that I should probably sew down one of the buttons before I come to the side, and then it's going to be kind of tricky to sew the button down. So I'm going to just open this up, choose which button size I prefer, and then I'll just mark the spot of where I'm going to stitch it in. And then later I'll show you how I cut the opening hole for the button as well. I divided my thread. There's normally 6 strands. I divided into 3 strands, and here I have my needle threaded with a small knot at the back, and I'm going to show you how I do this. Once you've decided where to place your button, you're going to push your threaded needle into one of the button holes from the inside of the felt pouch and pull the needle through like so. Then you're going to push your needle into the opposite buttonhole and pull tightly. You're going to repeat this exact process 4 times. Once that's done, you're going to repeat the same procedure with the remaining 2 holes, creating an X shape. Remember to do this 4 times in total as well. Okay, now we are going to create a shank behind the button. To do this, you're going to push your needle through right beside the underside of the button. Then wrap your thread around the button 4 times. Then push the needle back into the inner side of the fabric. Now we're going to knot it by sewing in and out of the felt, then making a loop and pulling the thread through the loop. Let me show you again. Sew in and back out of the felt. Create a loop and pull the thread through tightly. Then cut the thread, leaving about 1 inch, and you're done. So I continued to blanket stitch until I reached the opposite end corner of the pouch. Here I'm doing my very last blanket stitch. Now to tie it off, you're going to go back in and out of the same stitch as your last blanket stitch, but as you pull the thread through, put your needle through the loop and pull tightly. Repeat this at least 3 times. Then just push your needle through the felt and then cut the thread as close to the felt as possible. For the buttonhole, just grab your fabric scissors and cut the hole slightly smaller than the button circumference, as the felt will stretch a bit when used. To make the back strap, I'm going to use a technique called a twizzle. So you'll need 2 pieces of string or yarn. Here I have 2 cotton twine. You're going to tie them to one end, okay, right at the edge, nice and tight, and you're going to tie the other end. Use my chair here, and the other end you can put a pencil in between like this. So you're going to just keep winding this pencil side until it is completely twizzled. So I'm going to keep the tension off camera like this as I just turn it like I showed you. You can see it beginning to wind together. Once you have it, you're going to grab the middle So here I got the middle, and you're going to grab the other side. Here. You're just going to hold it like this and let go. So now that the twizzle handle is done, we just need to attach it inside and the pouch is made. So I already attached this side. It's not very pretty, but the good thing is that it's going to be mostly covered by the flap. So now I'm just going to show you how I did it. So we have it in there. And we're going to start with going with our threaded needle and try and aim for the blanket stitch. Oh my goodness, now I came off the needle. Okay, there we go. And then I'm going to go under and make sure that you're stabbing through the cord. Okay, once you feel like you've secured it enough, then you're going to go in and through to the other side here. And then you're going to knot it through the string itself. So here I'm going to like this, and then I'm going to loop it through. I'm going to do a few of those. I'm going to through them through the thread, the handle, and through. Okay. And that's basically it. I really enjoyed making this pouch, and my child truly loves it as well. It's just the right size to fit snacks or small little treasures and small toys. I also think it will be the perfect size to hold our DIY nature journals that I'll be posting a video of soon. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and please consider subscribing. And as always, thanks for watching.